Tonight at 6, examining breakthrough cases. We're hearing from a local man who got COVID twice, once vaccinated and once without. His message about virus and recovery. Plus, adding more testing as COVID testing centers in the Northland are filling up fast, how communities are adjusting to meet the need. And new plans, how Duluth's police department is working to meet goals to help them improve their relationship with the community and with each other.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jenna Wells. Kristen is off tonight. Thank you for joining us. You may know someone who's been vaccinated but still caught COVID-19. Doctors call these breakthrough cases. They say they aren't very common, but they can still contribute to the spread of the virus. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham shares the story of one Northwest Wisconsin man who experienced a breakthrough case.
Blake Mellon says he's had COVID not once, but twice. The first time he got it, he wasn't yet vaccinated, but when he got it a second time, he says he was more prepared. Mellon was fully vaccinated back in January. His breakthrough case happened in September, and he says the first time he had a fever and a cough, among other symptoms, for about a week. The second time around, Mellon's symptoms were far less severe, and he says he only experienced them for about a day. Numerous studies have shown that COVID vaccines are effective at preventing severe illness and death. The vast majority of hospitalized COVID patients are unvaccinated. Mellon says although every case is different, in his experience, being vaccinated helped him feel better faster.
It's out there and it's spreading a lot worse because of the Delta variant, and I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that it definitely seemed to help.
Mellon says he plans to continue following CDC guidance when it comes to booster shots and social distancing to avoid spreading the virus to someone who might be more vulnerable. As many hospitals struggle with an increase in patients and low staffing, health experts say getting vaccinated is the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones from ending up in the ICU.
All right, thank you, Quinn. And coming up at 10, we'll hear more details on breakthrough cases from a doctor at Essentia Health. Meanwhile, some troubling COVID case numbers out of Minnesota. The state reported more than 3,500 new cases on Friday. That's the latest data made available today. St. Louis County reported 182 cases, 48 in Itasca and 18 in Carlton. Cook, Lake, and Koochiching all had smaller case totals. St. Louis County also reported a COVID death, someone between the ages of 70 and 74 years old. If you're looking to get a COVID test, you're in luck. Minnesota and St. Louis County announced they're expanding testing opportunities. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo joins us live from the deck where testing hours there are changing. Kendall, what's the reason for this shift?
Well, Jenna, health leaders I spoke with today say the demand is there, but people are having a really hard time trying to find an open testing appointment. That's why community testing centers like the deck right here behind me are having to adjust their plans in order to meet the need.
School is back in session. The Delta variant is still a concern, and cases of COVID-19 are on the rise.
From August to September, we've seen cases rise, especially in the adolescent population, as well as the college-age young adult population.
The increase of COVID cases means an increase of potential exposure. Amy Westbrook with St. Louis County Public Health says that means more people are wanting to get tested for the virus.
There's a high demand for testing, one, because we're seeing case rates, and then two, we're also seeing work sites and locations put in requirements to test negative before coming back.
To meet the demand, the state and county are increasing testing site locations and hours of operation so people can know if they've been exposed.
While rapid COVID tests are in high demand, Westbrook says classic PCR tests like this saliva one is still a great way to tell if you have COVID.
It does currently take about a day or two for test results to come back, but that is a much more reliable test, especially if people are not experiencing symptoms. We highly recommend seeking out the PCR, the saliva or nasal test.
Westbrook says testing continues to be a crucial part in combating the pandemic, so they know where people are getting infected and where the virus might be going next.
Testing sites are also opening up on the Iron Range. Virginia and Evelyn will see testing 3 times a week. Jenna, we will have their hours and locations on our website.
All right, thank you, Kendall. The deck testing site is open Tuesdays through Fridays from 11 to 6 and Saturdays 11 to 4. And Essentia Health is offering a few ways to get your flu shots this year. Experts believe the flu season could be severe this year. It was mild last year as COVID safety protocols were in place, helping protect people from illness. However, this year, experts say with less cases last year, that means less people with boosted immunity this year. Through Essentia, you can get a flu shot during a previously scheduled appointment, a new appointment, or at a walk-in pharmacy. Flu vaccines are recommended for anyone 6 months and older. You can head to our website for some more information. St. Luke's has also expanded its COVID-19 vaccine clinic, adding flu shots. The clinic, located at 9th Avenue East and 1st Street, currently offers the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. It's now adding the flu shot. It's open Tuesday through Friday. An appointment is required there. A labor shortage isn't the only thing putting hiring on hold. Drug testing for new employees is now seeing delays. Several factors have contributed to a perfect storm of drug testing delays in recent weeks. The first was Hurricane Ida, forcing several federal testing labs in Louisiana to shut down. The second is a shortage of workers in the testing labs themselves. Finally, a shortage of several materials needed for the testing kits. A team leader for a Wisconsin health center who works with employers to drug screen new hires says the ice storm in Texas from last winter is to blame there.
So the resin shortage contributed to a plastic shortage because all the polymers they use for composites were on a shortage, and none of the manufacturers could get it to get us the volumes that we need for testing.
While lab result delays from Hurricane Ida are mostly back to normal, Omdahl says labor and supply shortages won't be recovering anytime soon. Well, now let's check in with Dave for a quick look at our weather forecast. Dave, after a gross weekend, we had a really nice day.
Oh, I don't know if it was so gross, but it was great.
Pretty great.
You got the GR part right. Yeah. And we got about 1/3 of an inch of rain here over those several days here in the Twin Ports. Other towns got more, a few got less. But bottom line is now higher pressure is trying to take over the region, and it's trying to bring a bluish sky to the area. We're looking at a live shot coming out of the Ascove area here where the sky's a little bit blue, a little bit gray, and the colors down there haven't really popped yet. You know, earlier at 5 o'clock, we looked over towards the west and to the north towards Grand Rapids, and it's past peak there, but not bad in that part of the world. Well, right now we've got higher pressure in general trying to take over the area for the next couple of days, and that means then partly cloudy tomorrow afternoon after a chance for dense fog tonight. We'll talk about who faces an advisory for this coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, thank you, Dave. Proctor police are still investigating allegations of student misconduct on the high school's football team. The police chief tells us they're interviewing several witnesses a day and expect to have that process wrapped up by the end of the week. Neither police or school leaders have commented on the nature of the allegations. The team's entire season was canceled while the investigation plays out. Charges are expected this week against the Duluth man involved in a 7-hour standoff with police. Cody Lee Walker Nelson was arrested on Friday after allegedly committing multiple crimes around the Twin Ports. Eventually, the 30-year-old barricaded himself inside a Spirit Valley neighborhood apartment building while negotiating with police. He is expected to be charged with several felonies. Walker Nelson has been convicted of multiple other felonies in the past, including arson, first-degree burglary, and assault, among others. Police say no one was hurt in any of Friday's incidents. And a crash involving a couple semis closed down some roads in the Lincoln Park neighborhood today. It happened around 2:30 this afternoon on Highway 53 near West 6th Street. According to Minnesota State Patrol, no one was hurt. Authorities are looking into what caused a house fire in the Denfeld neighborhood. Crews responded to North 39th Avenue West and 6th Street around 3:40 this morning. Smoke and flames were coming out of the first-story windows. No one was hurt, but damage is estimated around $70,000 there. That cause is under investigation. 5 years ago, the Duluth Police Department created a new strategic plan. Today, they shared how they're doing in reaching those goals. The department started the plan in 2016. The goals were focused on improving community relations and internal practices within the department. That included improving the online reporting system, completing a wellness policy, and increasing diversity in the department. Deputy Police Chief Laura Marquardt says all of those changes are meant to increase public safety.
The goal for the department always is to negatively impact crime. So it's to reduce crime, reduce fear of crime, and to create strong bonds and trust in the community.
The department says it has improved community outreach by creating a YouTube channel and, starting on Wednesday, walks to give the public better access to DPD staff. The department has worked to increase diversity in the ranks by completing implicit bias training in 2017 and adding impartial policing to a course officers take every 3 years. Minnesota state leaders are planning to review potential risks that mining could pose to the Boundary Waters. Minnesota regulators will take public comments in November and December. That's part of a court-ordered review of whether the state's regulations for copper-nickel mining are enough to protect the Boundary Waters. The DNR's review affects the proposed Twin Metals copper-nickel mine near Ely. The DNR will consider the comments, then issue an initial order by next September that could lead to more proceedings. Twin Metals says the design would protect the wilderness, but opponents say it's too risky to allow any copper-nickel mining upstream from the Boundary Waters. Still to come on Live Local, CBS 3 Consent Week kicks off at UMD, why students, faculty, and staff are standing in solidarity.
Well, we're going to be talking about the weather coming up after this break. We're going to talk about a beautiful afternoon today giving way to a fog advisory overnight. Boy, can we turn on a dime around here, which in turn should give way back towards a sunnier sky tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about that timeline coming up after our break.
What does home mean to you? From graduation to the new job to sharing a life with someone else. As you change, so does your idea of home. Visit yournorthlandhome.com for comprehensive information on buying and selling your home with JS Realty, including mistakes buyers make and preparing your home to sell. Yournorthlandhome.com has the information you need to find a place that feels like home. Download your free guide today at yournorthlandhome.com.
Here, when our path takes an unexpected turn, we keep moving forward. When life sends us a message, we listen. When you're determined to beat the odds, we help you plan for what's next. This is commitment, resourcefulness, determination. These are remarkable people doing remarkable things together.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites and always a smile.
My name is Dr. Brian Thompson, and I work at the Fairview Masaba Clinic in Nashwauk. There's something special about the Fairview team. We have this incredible drive to help our patients, in addition to knowing many of them personally, and so we get a better sense of what their needs are, both medically and personally. It's hard to describe. It's almost like in the olden days when everyone had a neighborhood doctor. We live in the area, our kids go to the same school, this is our home, and we're here to help.
Fairview Range, we're here.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free, no one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Bulldog hockey is back. Don't miss out on the action when the Bulldogs take on the Beavers of Bemidji State University. Saturday, October 9th at 7, only on My 9 Sports. Brought to you by Essentia Health and Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
You up for a ride?
Saddle up.
I got you right where I want you.
Where do you want me? You let me do the worrying, okay?
We got something here you might want to see.
Good team effort.
Practically family.
Come on, bring it in.
No, we're not hugging.
NCIS moves to Mondays, followed by NCIS Hawaii. New tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS.
the go, the CBS 3 mobile app. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Higher pressures trying to take over our area after a gray weekend with some rain. Well, that high pressure isn't going to win out completely, at least not overnight tonight. Temperature and dew point are going to get close enough together, and the winds are going to be slow enough where we're going to come up with some fog from about 1 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Dense fog advisory for a good slice of Minnesota and a chunk of Wisconsin as well. So tomorrow morning's commute may be a bit hairy. Do drive cautiously, turn on the lights, that whole thing. But then the fog should go away in the afternoon and higher pressure should win out and bring back a sunnier sky that could be with us through Thursday. What's with us right now? Well, at the airport, a temperature of 63 degrees. Relative humidity is 67%, and our wind is southerly to southeasterly at 6 miles per hour. And of course, the southern component to the wind is keeping our temperatures up a little bit warmer than normal for this time of year. Air pressure at the surface is on the higher side at 30.15 inches of mercury. But again, when temperature and dew point come together on the ground, you get fog, and that's what we're looking at later on tonight. Current temps are running the upper 50s in the upper peninsula, and that's where we should be this time of year. It's warmer than normal, at least by a hair in Wisconsin at the moment, with current temps going 60 to 63. And for folks in Minnesota, we're generally running a range of about 57 to 63, though it's a little bit warmer towards Moose Lake at 68. And to the northwest, well away from the lake, we're seeing still low 70s from International Falls down to Big Fork. And that could be the general trend for temperatures for the rest of the week, about 10 degrees warmer than normal. Doppler map right now shows our weekend low pressure system now over Ohio and heading up towards New England. So they're getting the gray sky and the rain showers like we had the past couple of days. In our neck of the woods, we're looking at high pressure to bring us milder conditions and for the most part sunny conditions from Tuesday through Thursday. Although again, an exception will be overnight tonight when it gets awfully foggy. Then we change things up by Friday as a trough of lower pressure coming out of Montana brings back a rain chance for Friday, Saturday, perhaps Sunday as well. About 30 to 50, even 60% chances. Probably for lighter rains is what the charts indicate right now, but we know around here things can turn. So if they turn, we'll tell you all about it. Now it's time to tell you about the forecast in Minnesota for the overnight. Low temps, 43 to 48 degrees, with a mostly cloudy sky again as temperature and dew point do their dance and form up the clouds. Into Wisconsin and Michigan will be a little bit less cloudy, partly cloudy we'll call it, with lows there, 43 to 50. Now, tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, high temps, 66 to 71. The normal's around 59, so boy, we've got that beat. Mostly sunny sky will break out at least in the afternoon. And then into Minnesota, foggy start in the morning, yes, but then in the afternoon, partly cloudy. High temps in the low 60s by Lake Superior, 69 to 71 farther inland. Extended forecast shows that sunnier trend being with us through Thursday. High temps in the upper 60s, a good 10 degrees warmer than normal. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Jenna, we get the rain chances. Maybe even a couple of thunder boomers on Saturday, followed by sunnier conditions returning by Monday.
Hey, as long as there's no damage after, I enjoy a good thunderstorm.
You know,
it's
a lot of people
nice.
have that opinion.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's a nice change of pace, but I'm also enjoying these higher temperatures as well. I feel like we've been very lucky this fall.
Yeah, we sure have, but I need to fire up that bike a couple more times before it's time to put it to bed for 6 months.
Yes, exactly. We'll see how that goes. Thank you, Dave. Consent Week kicked off at UMD today, focusing on supporting survivors and preventing sexual assault. Students, faculty, and staff took part in a stand-in this afternoon. Organizers say the goal is to make a statement about prevention while raising awareness, empowering the student body, and coming together as a shared voice. They say students determine the culture on campus, and that means believing survivors when something does happen, but also speaking out when they see something wrong.
How they address when comments are made, when behaviors are not appropriate. They're addressing those instances, and being active bystanders also determines culture.
Consent Week continues with the annual Take Back the Night March and Rally. That's happening Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Kirby Student Center. And Kevin Moore is joining us now with a quick look at what to expect in sports. Kevin, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. So there's football, and more football. We have Rodgers talking Packers, Zimmer talking the Vikings problems, and we check in on the Bulldogs in the rankings. Sports coming up.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. CBS 3 live cams brought to you by KohlerChef.com. Now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
As we finish up another baseball season, I recently finished an extensive window replacement project on my home. I worked with your home improvement company and they hit it out of the park. For your next window, door, bathroom, or roofing project, get the quality and service you deserve with the Midwest's largest full-service home improvement company. Your home improvement company is my home improvement company, and they should be yours too. Contact them today for a free estimate on your next home project.
You up for a ride?
Saddle up.
I got you right where I want you.
Where do you want me?
You let me do the worrying, okay?
I got something here you might want to see.
Good team effort.
Practically family.
Come on, bring it in.
No, we're not hugging.
NCIS moves to Mondays, followed by NCIS Hawaii. New tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Kristen Vaki is as local as her evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing Taconite are scrambling at the Menorca Mining family heritage and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Vaki on Live, Local, CBS 3.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
Doesn't really matter who you are, where you live, you have a 20 family.
People reach a crisis moment and they don't see any other way out.
Suicide is the fourth leading cause of death for people ages 25 to 34. People struggle with it every day.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Tiffany. If you or your loved one struggles with their mental health and or thoughts of suicide, no, you are not alone. Reach out for help and talk to someone.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The Packers' win over the Steelers Sunday makes that 3 in a row for the Pack. After a slow start in the first quarter, the offense tallied 17 in the second and never gave up the lead. It was another milestone day for Aaron Rodgers as he tied Dan Marino for 6th all-time for passing touchdowns, but it was his old friend Randall Cobb that stole the show for the Pack, converting 4 third-down conversions and catching both of Rodgers' TDs, something Rodgers doesn't take for granted.
There's a knack to playing in the slot. To have another guy in there who can get open like that and just have the feel that he does, you know, just gives us a lot of flexibility in the offense. Cobb's been doing it for a long time at a high level, and tonight was really fun.
And the Pack looked to make it 4 in a row in Cincinnati Sunday. There was plenty of optimism coming into Week 4 around the Vikings after their impressive performance against the Seahawks last week. The defense shutting out Russell Wilson and company, while the offense, again, scoring 30 points. The case on Sunday was the offense never showed up. After a quick start and Cousins' 100th Vikings touchdown pass, the Vikings' next 10 possessions resulted in 6 punts, 2 turnover on downs, an interception, and then, of course, the prayer at the end of the game.
This week it was more, we couldn't get the running game going at all, and, and then a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, there was one 3rd and 20, I think. So, it's hard to sustain drives when you're doing that.
As a team, we have to find a way to be clicking on all cylinders
cylinders at the same time. Can't be the offense is going out in a shootout. We have to be able to complement one another, and I think that's going to be the main focus moving forward.
The Vikings look to turn it around Sunday against the winless Detroit Lions. From the conference office to Bulldog country, the NSIC announced UMD's fifth-year senior linebacker Nate Pearson as the Defensive Player of the Week. Following a 26-21 last-second road win at MSU Moorhead, the former Northwestern Tiger standout and current captain for the Dogs put up a team-high 6 solo tackles and 8 total tackles. 4 of those came for a loss of 19 yards. Pearson's performance also included 2.5 sacks, and the linebacker joins QB1 John Larson and kicker Curtis Cox as the third Bulldogs to receive NSIC honors this season. And after a last-second victory on the road, the Moorhead Dragons this weekend, the Bulldog football team jumped a few spots. They previously sat at number 22 spot as of today, and they take the cake at number 19 with a 4-1 overall record. The UMD volleyball is also ranked in the top 25. They dropped 1 spot last week to take the number 23 spot in the newest AVCA poll.
And this weekend, we have a good story as well. That was a lot of fun. This weekend, South Dakota pumpkin growers came together to break the state's record for the largest pumpkin. The giant pumpkin weigh-in at Riverview Christmas Tree Farm crowned Greg Kurkowski of Watertown the Pumpkin King after his pumpkin weighed in at 1,823 pounds. The record has not been broken since 2010 when Kevin Marsh had a pumpkin weigh in at 1,674 pounds. That is a big pumpkin. All right, Dave, let's get a quick look at how the rest of the night is looking weather-wise for us.
Well, after sunset, it'll look dark, and it could look foggy as well when temperature and dew point get together. So fog advisory for much of the area through early tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow afternoon, we get some partial sunshine back, at least on the Minnesota side of life. Towards Wisconsin and the UP, it could be a little bit sunnier than that. High temp 67. That's warmer than normal, and we stay warmer than normal pretty much all week long. The clouds do return Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, though, as rain chances return to our picture. Maybe even a couple of thunderbolts and a little bit of lightning on Saturday. By Monday, it calms down. Overnight low temps will stay warmer than normal as well, running about 49 to 55 degrees.
All right, thank you, Dave, and thank you for joining us here on the CBS 3 News at 6. We'll be back again at 10 p.m.